Hello, my name is Zach Bradley, and I'm the Director of Public Works for the City of Falls Church. Today I'll be providing a brief overview of the FY 2023 budget. First, you'll note that we have made a big change to our budget by consolidating several cost centers with the intention of simplifying the budget, freeing up staff time, and avoiding siloing and having that coordination between the various divisions of Public Works. Another big change is that all of our contracts increased 5% for this upcoming fiscal year. While most of this has been accounted for in the FY23 budget, one item that hasn't been are the number of trees we can plant with contractors. While this isn't expected to be an issue due to current vacancies and the need to train new staff, this is something to keep in the back of your mind for future spending. The other significant change DPW has made for this upcoming year is that we have added 3 new full-time positions. The first is an assistant superintendent in operations that will allow us to run 24/7 during times of emergencies, natural disasters, or other weather events. We've added an additional contract specialist, which will allow us to do procurement on 2 federally funded CIP projects concurrently. And we've also added a plan reviewer position within the department that will allow the transportation and stormwater engineers to adequately monitor and progress the current projects and programs that they are in charge of. One issue that is still in front of DPW is how to fund existing infrastructure. And these are outlaid in the unfunded needs sections of the budget narrative. In short, we have 3 or 4 rather large programs that need to be extended. The first is the paving. Right now, it resides at about $400,000 per year, which means we're paving a street approximately every 50 years, while the industry standard is to have a 20-year paving cycle. The other item that is before us are the additional pavers, whether they be crosswalks or sidewalks, that the city is continuing to add. We want to make sure we have money to adequately maintain those as we're adding them in. And we also need money to maintain what has been existing for years. In total, we need several $100,000 to maintain those. And then the other big change for DPW this year are the traffic signals. With Robert Goff's retirement, we've lost all of our capabilities to maintain those in-house and are reliant on contractors to get those maintained. Unfortunately, what this has done is driven up our maintenance cost, which has reduced the amount we have available to perform upgrades and other significant repairs to the intersections. We have about $100,000 in unfunded repairs right now. We are hoping to use end of year funds to catch up on that. However, it is going to be an ongoing need. In operations, our biggest area of need is our facilities department. While we did increase to 2 facilities maintenance technicians and 1 facilities manager in FY22, we have not yet accommodated for the increase in square footage at the library and the remodel of the library and City Hall. We are doing our best to keep up. However, as we continue to remodel buildings, we are going to get further and further behind. As a final note in facilities, our property yard has aged past its useful lifespan. We are investing approximately $300,000 into it, and that will get us various different items covering our fleet maintenance with new vehicle lifts, new bay doors which have rusted out, some safety improvements to the building that were discovered during a safety audit this fiscal year, and a few other small items throughout the building. Moving on to fleet, several of our trucks have aged well past their life expectancy, and unfortunately, we're no longer able to source parts for many of them. Some of the parts that are beginning to break are critical parts, whether they be air tanks or steering linkages, and we've had to remove them from service for weeks, if not months. So fleet continues to be a critical need for the department. While we are well set up once fully staffed with 4 mechanics, we can't fix trucks we can't find parts for. So with that said, we are asking for 2 trucks in next year's budget. We are investigating alternative energy, electric vehicles, and a few other non-traditional fuels. However, we have not been able to find one that we can do what we need year-round while still maintaining all of our manufacturer warranties and manufacturer support. We will not give up on that, and we are continuously monitoring the market. One other significant change is the arborist and urban forestry divisions have been combined. With the complete vacation of the urban forestry division, this did make sense to do. We have recruited 2 of our 3 vacancies. And while we were recruiting for a crew leader, we have since decided to recruit for an urban forester. The intention behind this for next year is that urban forester is going to be able to assist the arborist a little bit more while overseeing the crew in the field. This will allow us better response on plan review, resident requests, just general customer service overall. Moving to solid waste, this is the year where we do have to update our solid waste plan that is due every 20 years, and the last time that was done was in 2003. So we will be working with surrounding communities so that we are mimicking them. I also want to note that in the solid waste division, the recycling center has not seen the expected drop off now that we are coming out of COVID, and we have been maintaining the additional pickups. With this, the cost for the recycling center is expected to exceed $100,000 in fiscal year 2023. For the stormwater utility, we are requesting a 3% rate increase, and this is to absorb the previously mentioned 5% cost increase on contracts, staff salaries, so on and so forth, so that we can continue to maintain as much infrastructure as we have in the past. One thing to note with the stormwater utility is that staff working jointly with the stormwater task force determined that we do need to increase the maintenance funding so that we can replace additional pipe every year. In FY23, we have approximately $150,000 set aside for pipe maintenance, and the stormwater task force and staff had determined that approximately $1 million would be needed so that we can replace our aging, deteriorated, and pipes that are about to fail. Moving to sanitary, we are also requesting a 3% rate increase. And again, this is to absorb contract increases, salary increases, material increases, et cetera, so that we can continue to provide the same level of service that we have for years. There's nothing too notable in the sanitary sewer CIP. There is the upcoming pipe bursting project, which will support the West Falls Church development. And then we are also going to be purchasing additional capacity from the Fairfax Alex Renew plant in FY23. We are currently working with them on that cost and developing that. And that is a quick overview of the FY23 Public Works budget. If there are any questions, I am happy to answer them via email or in person at a council meeting. Thank you.